earlier. Bill Maher, the host of Real Talk with Bill Maher on HBO. I used to watch that show a whole lot when Bush was in office. I really haven't caught it since Trump. When Bush and Obama was in office, but since Trump became our president, I really haven't watched it. Well, he's in a little bit of hot water, and this is what I want to ask real fast. He said something. He said he basically called himself a house nigger live on air. He was interviewing a senator, a Republican senator. His name is Ben Sasse. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. Of Nebraska. He's a senator of Nebraska. And he told Bill Maher to come visit his state and work in the fields. And Bill Maher said, no, I'm a house nigga. And he brushed it off as if it was just a joke.
He's a comedian.
I don't want to hear that shit real fast, because my thing is this. Why is it okay?
Angry.
I did.
But don't take the anger out. But just take the anger out of it. No, for real quick, just take the anger out of it.
I'm just confused real fast, because why is it funny for a white comedian?
And nobody said it was funny.
A lot of people was commenting and said
something being a joke and it being funny are two different things.
But let somebody like Trump say nigga, then it's off with his head.
Well, part of it is intention. When you know someone's intention in saying that word is to be derogatory, when you know their intention is to be disrespectful, that's something totally different.
How can you decipher that?
It's right intention. It's just the intention. It's the intention. You calling me a nigga, I know your black self calling my black self a nigga. I know when you're joking. Right. I know when you're being sassy, and I know when you're being disrespectful. Right. It's a difference. It's the same thing when anybody else.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, hey, I didn't know it was live. That's what I was looking for. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for tuning in this evening. Sunset Soul. I'm your host, Love Dawn. Hope y'all are having an awesome day today. Well, this evening, what time is it? 8 o'clock, right? Yes, it's evening.
It is late.
Okay. I got with me, y'all already know, Miss Lisha G.
Hey.
And my guest today is Mr. Warren Woodson.
Hello, everybody.
So we got some in-depth conversation for you on this here evenings. I think we're waiting for Bling, Tony Bling. Y'all know Bling. He on his way. Last week, what did we we discussed men and masculinity, and that got kind of hot, as you know. It was a hot topic. I'm not sure if it was the rompers that did it. What was the turning point in the what was the turning point about the media
and the media's contribution to the demasculation?
Yes, that was serious.
Demasculation of men.
I'm not quite sure how the media got all of the bad rap, because I do, like I said, I believe that some of it did fall on us, but I do know that the media had a lot to do with the continuation or the escalation.
Well, you know what? Let me see. Okay, so I was talking to my sister today, and I told her, I wish people would just do them. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, you can't do you if you don't know who you are.
And you're right, especially when you don't know what to do.
You might as well just go ahead and do them. And that's pretty much how the media plays in. Because if you don't have no idea who you are,
pull the mic to you a little bit.
If you don't have no idea who you are, how you going to do you? So, we just lost our whole
identity.
Especially
because they start so young, we don't, I don't even, if somebody asks you, when did you feel like you came into yourself, late 20s?
I'm just now finding myself.
Yeah, I'm still learning me right now. That's why I'm just now getting Sunset Soul.
Here.
Right, so.
It's a lifetime process.
Right, so to ask a child between the ages of 13 and 21, just to stretch it, is this who you are? It's kind of like, girl, go ahead, sit down somewhere. You don't even know yet. I'm still learning you, and I had you. No, so totally different. But this week, we started the topic on last week talking about why it was that our men aren't going to church. And I think we started the topic maybe 3 to 5 minutes towards the end of the show, and it had already gotten hot because everybody has a opinion when it comes down to church, everybody has an opinion. I have mine, but I'm going to wait before I get into that. But can y'all do me a favor, everyone who's tuned in right now? I appreciate you tuning in. But if you could share this this live for me so that others can take part into this discussion. And you already know, if you have comments, leave them below. We will read them. It moves kind of fast sometimes, so we apologize in advance if we don't get to your comment, because our heated discussion that we tend to move a little quick. But we will read it. We go back and watch the show all the time. And listen, I have people still commenting on some shows to date that watches the show and then still, comment on it. So don't think that just because the show is over, it ends. As long as y'all want to talk, somebody gonna answer. Trust and believe.
Right. It might be in the middle of the night and it might be a DM, but I'll answer.
There you go. And
slide in the DM.
Slide in the DM. And also, you of course, you can call in 410-702-5657. 410-702-5657. You have to call during the show when we're live. We cannot answer the phones while we're on commercial break. So if you tried to call before, I know we had that happen. If you tried to call during a commercial break and you can't get through, just wait. And as soon as you hear that applause, hopefully you'll hear the applause. Then go ahead and call. Go ahead and call in. But we're gonna dive in. The first question on the floor. First of all, have you always gone to church? Let me ask you that. Have you always?
I haven't. No.
You have not. Okay. I have been in church all of my life. My grandmother, Nicole, as somebody. Okay. I've been in church all my life. Of course, my grandmother is a bishop. I'm not even sure if there was a she's been a bishop over about 60 years.
A long time.
So I'm only 36. So yeah, she's been like 2 fools, my lifetime or more. So yeah. So what made you stop or start going to church?
Well, as a kid, my mom, she really wasn't a church going person. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right. She was a spiritual person. She definitely practiced.
Okay.
The ways of the Lord, and she definitely she walked in the ways of Christ. But we never were a Sunday morning and going to church. It's kind of odd because I look at myself personally, and I remember the handful of times that I did go to church as a child, but I've always been strong spiritually. Okay. I mean, even way back, I remember calling on the name of Jesus, and it was just something that it was innate. It was innate. Okay. So I guess the couple times that I did go, maybe the Holy Spirit got into me and said, okay, I'm just going to hang around with you. But
you are amazing.
You get me
happy. You are amazing. Because look, I was in church all my life, and I don't remember. I remember being forced to call on the name of Jesus. I was there all the time, verbatim. You don't stop. Yes. You can't do it no more. Like one of those. So I guess it was you think it's the free will because you weren't forced and you weren't raised in it. So I always say sometimes the novelty is different when you're raised in it versus when you're introduced to it. You're learning church while your mother is learning church. Y'all are both being introduced, or your family has been introduced to it together. So it's kind of a thing that we did.
You appreciate it more when you make the decision, as opposed to when we just had to go. Like it was just it is what it is. I mean, that's why I left church, to be honest, because how do I know? I mean, this is just what we do. I couldn't really appreciate it until I left and examined for myself and then came back.
And you know what's funny? For me, I felt like, hey, Bling, Tony Bling coming on in.
Yeah.
I felt like church was a meeting spot for us. It wasn't about fellowship.
That's what you see all your cousins.
Right. We all together. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all sent, let me see. We have some comments. My phone was acting up. No, it's just my phone.
No comments, just Poochie
She had the karaoke. Poochie's at karaoke. She won't be able to stay tuned, y'all. But the question on the floor, Bling, was: have you always gone to church all of your life? Bring this closer to you. Oh. You said no.
Come on, you can't disturb the whole flow. Just stop talking.
And
No, I have never.
okay, and what made you start or stop?
You grew up Jehovah's Witness, right?
I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Okay, so you was in some sort of fellowship.
It wasn't. I was forced to.
Okay, so it's the same thing. You were brought in that way. No. Okay, so then what made you stop? Starting was you were born in it.
I was born in it. My grandma was like the big mama of the family, so it was like she's a Jehovah's Witness, so she's a Jehovah's Witness, so everyone's a Jehovah's Witness. Okay. So as I got older, and the crazy thing, I can't even tell you how it turned. It's like I got older to make my own decisions, and at the time she was my girlfriend. She asked me to come to church with her. I was like, I'm not going to church. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Going there, and I went, and I never forget it. Father's Day of 2006. I got up and took that walk. And I ain't been the same person since.
Shook the hand. Got that right hand. You know, this is probably wrong for me to say, but I always wondered what is the significance of the right hand? You can't shake. What if you're left-handed?
Yes.
I really want to know. I'm sorry.
And this ain't towards no denomination, but that was a Baptist church, and they do things that's not really biblical.
You didn't get. They didn't do the right hand.
No. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something else. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Jehovah's Witness. I'm sorry.
Oh, they do
things.
Say,
you about to call.
So there wasn't a time that you stopped. So once you took that walk, as you say, you didn't stop going to church. From then on, you were in it.
I was in it.
You was in it.
What I noticed was what turned me off from Jehovah's Witness was it's like if you don't do it, it's called disfellowship. So your own family will cut you off. So my grandmother stopped showing me love. My uncles, everybody stopped showing me love and said it's because I don't come to the Kingdom Hall. Then I turned towards the streets, and then that's when I met my ex-girlfriend at the time. And in dealing with her, she had told me I need to get in church, get myself together. And I tried it, and I liked it.
Okay. Is it a huge difference? I mean, you don't have to get into the details.
Major difference.
Okay.
Major. I'm just going to be briefly. You come to the Kingdom Hall, there's no music. There's no whole lot of love. There's no praise music. There's no worship music. You just sitting there and it's like somebody's talking. Coming to a church, it's like praise and worship music. You know, you got it's just a total different switch.
Okay.
And I always explain to people, I'm the best person to help deliver a Jehovah's Witness out of that because I used to be one.
So you feel like the word for that would be deliver out of Jehovah's.
Yes.
So you feel like Jehovah's Witness, the Jehovah's religion is bondage?
Can I say this?
You can say whatever.
I'm going to tell y'all what I did. I have had the zeal to learn why my grandmother and them act that way towards me as a grandson and my uncles and everything. And I realized that it's demonic. It has nothing to do with Christ.
Now I
study it like you study what you study. I study that thing, and everything takes you away from Christ.
Now, your studying, was it that in depth because you were toiling with the decision of Jehovah's Witness and
I was torn with my friend. We used to be close, and I'm like, why they treat me like this?
Okay.
Like, if this is God, this is love. What's up? What the love? You feel me?
Excommunicated.
Or
It's this fellow, like they will cut you off and they will tell your cousin don't deal with him. And
they do that in other religions as well. Catholic religion, but you have to do like a whole lot for them to excommunicate you. But they do it in other religions as well.
God.
So it's like us.
My family has like a curse on them. Like everyone is sick. Everyone is like they're not in their best health, their best mindset, and they look at me and they're like, What's going on here? Like it's God.
But you know, it's directly related to Scripture because Scripture will tell you, even the Christian religion tells you that you are to have nothing to do with them. So people take it literally, like that mean I can't talk to you. Can't it ain't that deep.
I try to be cool with my family, but
how you supposed to witness if you totally cut people off?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it almost seems like it's there's no forgiveness.
There's none.
So it's almost kind of like you're eventually you will be banished from it. There's no coming back, and which
the crazy thing
sounds like it might not be a bad thing.
You got to get yourself together before you can become a Jehovah's Witness. And whereas though in
Christianity,
then that's not God before you get yourself together.
Right.
Yeah. That's how they believe.
Now is it? Well, I guess it's difficult for me because I know nothing about the religion, so I can't offer any true input, and I don't want to say anything wrong.
Too, right?
They have. This is funny. You deal with like you reading the Bible, I'm reading the Bible. We trying to dialogue on the word, and you got your word right here, and their Bible don't have what you have. They get another Bible and get another Bible and say, wait a minute, I gotta go find the other Bible. When there's just one word, and their Bible is their main Bible is the Watchtower. The Bible that they have is called the Holy Script. We have the Holy Bible. They have the Holy Scripture. That's the difference.
Okay.
And they may have Matthew something.
I knew something
then
was
they
different.
have a mixture of their own theological, what they feel underneath of it.
Okay. Yeah. So listen, y'all, we are just now getting started. Our other guest, Mr. Swirl, got up in here. I told y'all when it get warm outside, it ain't that easy to get the people in the house. People want to go play.
I was at work.
Well, you still playing?
Sorry, no.
She being mean. She being mean. But look, y'all, when we come back, the next question on the floor, and you can start commenting. You already know Facebook Live. We're reading your comments right now. While we're on commercial break, you can still comment. Being a man, this is on the floor to the men, does it bother you that the women seem to outnumber the men at church? And for the women, have you noticed the depletion of men, and how does that bother you? So when we come back, we're going to dive into that question. And those who are watching, if you could leave us your comments, and we will read it when we come back. And you can call us back when we come back from commercial break, 410-702-5657. We're on commercial break 2 minutes. Once again, 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. So y'all got time to write those comments. Being a man, does it bother you that women seem to outnumber the men at church? And for a woman, have you noticed the depletion of men, and does it bother you? We'll be right back. Sunset Soul.
Wow.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are now tuned into Just a Bit Outside with Keisha, James, and Mark.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT. Or visit Fanify.com. Business owners, stores. Need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
That's pretty. A little slick, right? How y'all doing? We are back.
How you doing?
You good?
Yeah.
How you feel?
I'm wonderful.
Y'all feel good?
I
got a little water.
Scared to death.
So before the commercial break, the question on the floor was for the men: does it bother you that women seem to outnumber the men in church? And we're gonna start with our guest, Mr. Woodson.
No, it doesn't bother me. Somebody has to hold it down for the family. Being a man, we know it's needed. We definitely need church in our family, and you know, it gives it. Well, for me personally, it would give my household peace, knowing if I'm not going regularly, that you know my home is being represented, and I think it's being represented by the right person. You know, so no, it doesn't bother me at all. No.
But if you were there, you're with your family, you're with your wife, and it seemed to be 5 women to every 1 man.
It's more than that.
Oh, you know,
It's way more than that.
It is. You know what? No, not necessarily. And this is coming from a male perspective. I'm sorry. You know, I can kind of relate. I can say, okay, well, there's some things going on that, you know, the reason why these brothers aren't here today, whatever that may be, whatever time of day it is, or whatever's going on. So, I mean, it's something that, you know, I would probably say to myself, you know, well, you know what, I think I might go ahead and leave. You know, I don't see too many brothers here. So, that's something I don't think about.
You wouldn't bring it, you wouldn't say anything in the church. That would bother you that you're saying you would leave. So that would kind of hinder you from staying in the church a little bit to some extent.
Well, no, I was being facetious.
Okay.
Facetious. No,
okay.
No, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't bother me when I see the women outnumber the guys in the church.
So the ratio is 61% women, 39% men.
Right.
Wow.
Which I don't believe that's in one ministry. I think that's overall for Christianity. But yeah, the ratio is, I think it's actually bigger than that, to be honest.
That's ridiculous. Bling, how you feel about the?
It don't bother me none. I'm actually glad, and I actually believe it's more men that's in church in this season of life now than it's been before.
What church is this? Every church I've been to, I've always seen the men. The women outnumber the men.
No, I didn't say the men are outnumbering the women, but it is.
It's more men. It's growing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I can't say that it's not growing. I want to say this, and I want to be right. I'm not saying there's no men there. I'm saying there's no men that would be prospects of being a husband of mine there. Can I say it that way?
Say however you want to say it.
No, I'm not even. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it
this is your
in
show.
a way to throw shade. I'm really saying that the numbers of the gender is growing, but not necessarily.
Guys, come to church, please.
So not your cup of tea. Like
not my
your
cup
cup of tea ain't coming to
coffee,
church.
Juice. or Ariana.
So that means there's a whole genre. There's a specific genre of men that's in the church. Is that what you're saying? So why don't you describe?
Not her kind.
Well, we will later on down into the papers. Leslie, would it bother you not saying it?
No.
It don't bother you. I think it can bother us because we've seen it now so much.
Get distracted.
That is true. Oh. You know what? Thank you, Leslie. You just offer something that might be the reason why. Because I can say that might distract me. So maybe that's why God keep putting me in places that ain't no men there for me to look at. Lord. Maybe that's what.
Look, I just say Lord. That's all.
It's a possibility.
Lord. I called on the Lord. Look, that's a great distraction.
Me.
That is a great distraction other than the distractions that I have. Because right now, you know what distracts me. The little girls with the short skirt. I want to grab the sheet and wrap it around them. And that stuff distracts me. However, the
I haven't gotten there yet.
What?
That distracts me too.
That's me, but that's because that's what happened to me.
I'm still working on me.
No, it never happened to me because my grandma wouldn't tolerate that. But we had skirts in the back of the church.
We had long ones,
sheets and stuff. So, but that would draw men. Like the girls we got guys from off Buck Heights come to church to follow behind the girls. So it's kind of weird. So, but the question is,
you got something to say about that?
What bring them in?
What? Go ahead. That's what the phone is for.
Well, you know what I do. The ratio of brothers the last couple of times that I've been to church, I don't know how to say this delicately, but
it's not good to sugarcoat nothing. Just say
okay.
Let's go.
Women,
bad for you.
Women aren't looking for these type of guys.
They aren't.
I mean, these aren't ladies' men.
They're ladies' men.
Basically.
Stop it. Continue.
That's what I've noticed, and you know, a lot of these brothers are actually like in ministry. You know, I mean, they're members. Well, not members, but what am I trying to say?
Well, they're in charge of the auxiliaries, and you mean like they are part of the board
leadership and things of that nature, and it's a high proportionate. You know, I'm sorry, I just don't want to.
Well, no, he's trying to sugarcoat the fact that he feel like the church is full of queens and mothers is what they call them.
I'm sorry. Well, yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Mothers is what they call them. Now, I would say that there are, there's a lot of guys there that may be considered soft, but not all of them are necessarily gay. And I think a lot of them have these feminine attributes that people would consider is because they've been raised by their mother and their grandmother.
And in a church full of women.
Right. So all they know how to do is buck like a lady, or
walk like a duck and quack like a duck, man.
Not
necessarily.
But I mean, but I don't think that's the case, though. I really disagree. Because I've been seeing some manly men in the church. You just not supposed to be checking for men in church, and so that's what I just.
Well, why aren't we? That's what I thought that's what we were supposed to do. I mean, not checking for them in the terms that I'm saying checking for them. You know, you should be able to find a.
No, I'm not trying to find a man. The Bible says when a man
I'm not saying
a wife,
you're seeking for a husband in the church, but
a wife. Yeah, he findeth a good thing. So it's just my responsibility to just be there and be found.
So you can't be. Well, I'm not saying you can't be found, but I'm saying if it's no one, it's nothing wrong with having prospects in the church, and that's what's lacking based on your statistics of 60 some odd to 30 some odd.
It depends what church you go to. Because I mean, our old church, our guys won, none of them won. So well, yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this question. Question on the floor. Could you give a simple reason? Because we're going to get into it. A simple reason in your own words as to why you think the men are disappearing.
Can I start?
Sure.
Wait, is it disappearing? So the ones that are there
they're there, but they're disappearing.
Because personally, I feel like leadership emasculates the men in the church.
Okay.
I feel like they force men to be subservient to the point where they feel like they can't be a man, and they are uncomfortable. Like the way that male leadership sets up their entourage in this sense of subserviency. It's too much. Like, carry your own bag, dude. Like, seriously, I just don't understand why all of these things are in place. You can't wipe your own forehead. It is not that high. You are not that tucked in that you can't wash your own forehead. And if you are that tucked in, you ain't worried about no sweat anyway. So a lot of the stuff that leadership has set in place is emasculating. And if I was a dude not coming to church and I see that's how I gotta be, then I go home.
But that don't mean that's how the men have to be. That's how the armor bearer has to be.
But every time a strong man comes into a church, well, never mind. I'm not gonna say that because I only have my previous experiences, and I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to make it a blanket statement because of my previous experiences. But I do see, because there's not that many men that come into the church, they bring them close to the leadership, to male pastors. When you have a male pastor, they make them close to them. And what else can you be but security or armor bearer?
All right, y'all, listen, we got a lot more to go. Please, y'all, leave your comments. Call in when we come back from commercial break, 410-702-5657. We are reading your comments. I see y'all tuning in. Thank you so much. But you can give us some feedback, and we will read your comments throughout the show. We'll be right back in 1 minute. So stay tuned, y'all. You got time to run and go grab something to drink and come right back. Sunset Soul, we'll be right back.
I thought I was supposed to defend the church.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait.
Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Listen, y'all, we bet Sunset Soul. The question on the floor before we left was, could you give a simple reason in your own words as to why you think men are disappearing in the church? And what was it? Did you just say something about why they're disappearing?
I mean, because it's lately things have gotten so tough out there for folks. I think men just naturally have to go and do things. They can't sit, wait for instruction, and these sort of things. I mean, a guy, 2 hours in a church service is precious time, especially if you're a man, you're at home, you have a family.
The game on.
And
tell the truth.
And
the game on.
I mean, not only that.
Okay.
Well, now we're talking about. Well, I'm not gonna say a guy that watch football doesn't go to church, but but really, that's when folks are. And nowadays, I'm speaking of. Brothers just have to make things happen. Brothers have to make things happen, and that's not saying that they're not spiritual. Some of the toughest, thuggish brothers, you will find them praying. Sure. They have a knife in the back of their pants, and they're praying, and they're talking to God. So they're far from spiritual, but it's just, and I think it's taking orders also. A brother don't want to come to church. He want to get the word of God. He's looking for some healing. He's looking for some guidance, and he don't want to get up, sit down, shake your neighbor's hand, shake that person's hand, stand up, sit down, jump up and down. So and then when when a man is sitting there and he knows it's things on his mind and it's things he have to do, that's precious time being wasted, and it angers, I think, a lot of brothers, because there's But
now, based on what you're saying, precious time, and I get what you're saying. I'm not disputing it, but time being wasted. I think that it is interpreted that way when you're coming for any other reason than you needing something from God or you needing something from the church, because people tend to feel like I'm giving you my time when I'm all right. I'm giving God, I'm giving him his just due, and let me go give God some time when you don't need anything. But when you need anything, you say, I need to go to the church because I need something from God. Then you ain't got no problem with jump up and down. You're gonna say turn to your neighbor because I'm declaring something that I need for myself. And I think the understanding is different. The man's understanding is different based on his needs at the time, which is to me slightly unfair. It's like
okay, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and I guess that depends on the stress level or whatever that brother is going through. And when a male, he's really in a certain place when he feels as though he needs to go to church and he needs to get close to God. And when I say he's not impatient or he wants that instant gratification, but it's just I'll speak for me. If I'm at that state, okay, I mean singing and it's just like, okay, you endure it, but then you get the shouting and again you get the instructions and it's just kind of like you're like okay, feed me, okay, feed me. I mean it's so
maybe y'all needed to switch spaces. It sounds like to me you needed to go to the Jehovah's Witness. No, I'm serious. I'm not knocking it, because listen, I don't believe, and this is one thing, and maybe this is contrary, I'm quite sure that it's contrary to what you're going to say on the word of God. I don't believe that it's one way to God. I don't believe that all the Jehovah's Witnesses and all the Muslims, I don't believe they're going to go to hell. That's just not what I believe, and I might need more learning, more clarification on that, but I don't believe that. Point is, if this is something that you're not interested in, you don't need the theatrics, you don't need the entertainment, you want to go, you want to sit, you want to be fed. That's similar to the Catholic churches. That's similar to how you just described the kingdom halls. Everybody don't want that. I think you need to find what fits you, and then some people aren't in the place for that. You may not need it now. You may need to be fed. You may need the subtle services in the choir, and then you may elevate until you're growing in another place in God, that you can move from one place to the next and then understand and learn another religion and then move forward.
I learned when I was doing evangelism, trying to get guys, and all I know is a bunch of rough, tough hood guys, trying to get them to come to church. Even the ones that I got to come, they really wouldn't stay because, for one, they think you got to be feminine to serve God. Like, you got to be soft. You still can be masculine and tough and serve God. They don't want that feminine side to come out.
That's similar to what Contrell was saying on his comment. He said that they were studying this in church, in their men's Bible study, and he said that one of the reasons that men don't come is because they feel emasculated by the leadership and they're afraid of submission to a higher power.
Submission,
So it kind of like makes men feel like you can't be the man if you're serving somebody else.
Yeah, I heard that. I've also heard the biggest one is, why you got to keep giving all this money? Why is it an ATM?
That's right. That's a comment.
Well, my grandfather said this, and I heard him clearly. It was so funny. He said to my grandmother, he said, "Look, you've been going to church all these years. You said you was saved. If you already saved, what you got to keep going for?" And it was funny to me. Like, it's hilarious. But when I think about it, it makes me realize that men are fixers. They want to fix it and move on to the next thing.
That's true.
Like, you got to keep coming and keep coming. What do you got to keep coming for? Right. Give me what I need so I can go do what I need to do. Because like Warren said, time is precious. We got stuff to do. Even if the stuff I want to do is to sit down and watch the game, I got stuff I want to do.
Until you need it again. And this is what I'm saying. We're saying, that's what I'm saying. You go when you need to go.
But you know what's crazy?
And the interpretation is different when you need it.
This is how I see it, because I was once how you felt. I was once how Contrell was saying. I once didn't understand it, but it's like, I think you got to go through a season in your life where everything is going absolutely wrong, and you try coming to church, and you trying to get to God, and you find God. Mm-hmm. And then you see the change coming in your life from you submitting to God, not the man that's preaching, but submitting to the word. And when you submit, I noticed when I submitted to the word, my life changed.
But at the end of the day, we have to understand that we live in a world that we take. But the purpose of fellowship is to give. Yeah. And outside of money, I ain't even talking about money, but to give of your time and to give of yourself is difficult when you live in a world where you can't trust people. Mm-hmm. So we have to come to terms with who we are and ourselves before we can get to the place where we can submit to anybody else. So it's just difficult.
So let's go back because we got to move because we only on the opening questions. We didn't get into the meat, and y'all really got into it already. You know, so most of what you're saying is actually validating what the studying was. But let's jump to word on the street. So Miss Leslie Swirl here went to some of our viewers and asked them to give her a quick response as to why men are not going to church. So what you got?
Wow. Give their names?
No, unless they told you to.
No. Okay. So one of our viewers, he said, because we can usually see through the emotional BS, as you know, pastors can be manipulators, and they fool women to do all types of things. A real man won't be manipulated. He will call it out and
that's true.
Dipset.
Oh, that's a good one.
Go ahead.
Real
Okay. That's good. First part that you said when you talked about the emotional BS, I get it because they do play on the emotions of people, but we have to be honest and realize that our emotions play a part in who we are. And if we're giving God everything, it includes our emotions. So yeah, we get a little emotional in church, but it's needed if you worship in the spirit and in truth. If I'm sad,
he ain't here for it. He's not.
Now I'm just saying. I'm not saying that we need to be caught up in our emotions. Just like the scriptures say, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but He did give us fear. He did create fear. And He created fear for a purpose. But we're not supposed to take on the spirit of fear, meaning we're not supposed to be overcome by the emotion of it. So even in our worship, we're not supposed to be overcome by the emotion, but it is an aspect of us that we're supposed to give God. So that's part. But go ahead, Warren, because I know
you like you bubbling.
Warren about to bust.
I mean, and that's what I was getting at when I talked about it earlier about the singing and the things, and it was just tugging on those emotional strings, and some pastors they feed on that. You know, once you see one person, I'm not necessarily going to say a female or a lady, well, you see somebody, you know, tears start flowing, and you know, and the pastor get a hold of that, you know, they fix themselves on that person, and they regurgitate that message. They get it, they keep it going and going and going, and I think that's what I meant. I didn't articulate that well when I say guys, and they see that, you know, it's kind of like, you know. Are you calling me? You know, what is going on? This is me. I mean, that's my personal feeling. So I mean,
go back to the defenses. Like we're defensive walking into the door. Men, as men, you're defensive when you walk in the door. That's what men do. Like my job is to secure, right? Yeah. So I gotta secure my situation and those that are connected to me. So when I come in, I gotta look for this stuff. But if you look for it, you're going to find it. So if you come in the door looking for God and then totally disregard all of the nonsense, because it's going to be there, period. It's going to be nonsense everywhere you go. There's nonsense on your job, but you still go there.
Mm-hmm. That's why if men feel like they being betrayed or lied to in the church from a pastor, they ready to hurt the pastor off the break. It's not no forgiveness. It's not no, because it's like, I came here this is my last chance. I came in here to try this thing out, and you messed it up for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Because I trusted you, and I didn't want to do it, and I was reluctant, and I trusted you, and then you violated.
Yep.
You violated me.
It's hard to get that back from a man's, but I don't know how women are, but men.
Women are forgiving.
Well, right. Well, we're forgiving, but with that being said, I don't think one gender is any easier to come back than the other. Like once you you broke my, especially in the church. Once you broke that, I think that we are the ones who tend to hold it. Because if a man forgives, he forgave. Like, I mean, as far as that, if this is your brother, you're using a man. If you forgave him, then you forgave him, because you're just not gonna deal with him. You know, like, men don't usually play around with that. It's either I forgive you or I don't. Yeah. We friends or we ain't. You know, I'm not about to keep coming here out of obligation. You know, play. So if I'm here, I'm actually here. Women, on the other hand, will say after all the spitting Islam and we on the pulpit, and then come back to church still mad, knowing that we still holding something in our heart. So I think that's a little.
My man Cal was just. What you think, Cal?
But the a lot of guys feel like church is a con, and I get it. I can see how you would feel like that, because that's what they do. And it's this charismatic movement that we have going on right now in the church that makes people feel like it's a facade. Like, you gonna play on what you get a reaction from. So if I talk about healing and anybody moved, then y'all must not need to be healing. Let me talk about being evicted. Oh wait, that's it. We hit it. So we can keep plugging them with the financial, and in hopes that they catch a hold, get tucked in, so they can go and give more offering. And that's a whole other story. But
all right, Miss.
I mean, I have my own
I have another one. But I had like 2 or 3 guys that said they do go to church every Sunday.
Okay, so
they do go. I have a gentleman that said some men don't go because they see themselves in the church, and they.
What does that mean?
They recognize
they getting, like, they have to face themselves.
Okay. No, they saying that they full of crap, and then they see the same full of crap that they got.
That too, but I kind of just was thinking after we had already discussed it. So I was thinking it could be that way, or they see themselves and they just don't want to deal with.
Okay, so it could be either way.
Right.
It exposed them.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. That's pretty much what I was. They don't like to feel vulnerable. They want,
and they can't handle the mental.
Right, like you said, and you got then the tears coming. It's like, what are you trying to do? You trying to get me, type of thing.
Men don't want to be seen.
They're prideful.
So, if you walk, I mean, you have to present yourself. I mean, unless you're going in just to waste time. Vulnerability is a stipulation to get what you need. Truly get what you need, or am I right or wrong about that? When you come into the church to get what you need from God, is not vulnerability the goal? Is that?
Yeah. Some go you have to be broken to get the woman on the third row.
Well, then of course you don't need vulnerability, and then in that case, then nothing that the pastor would say will get you to the place of.
See, the man will come to church, and he'll come and he will watch the leader, listen to the leader. See if he hear any lies, any schemes, see if he looking at any women the wrong way before he start to open himself up.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, he'll open himself up. If you see one thing, because it's like this. We look at the leader as almost God. That's how men look at, because, okay, what's the first, I'm a man.